Hi, my name's Nate Chai. I'm the director of Story Wand and Incoming Thought. Joining me today, we have branding and marketing expert Joey Falcone.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here with us. We're in Hiawassee, Georgia. Now, you might notice that Joey's got a bit of a broken foot. I'm glad that you came onto the show because I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked Randy Zuckerberg yesterday.
Oh, no pressure.
Why is it that businesses find marketing so difficult?
The reason that businesses find marketing so difficult is they overcomplicate things. They don't understand that marketing is actually very simple. Marketing is based on a specific set of planning. It's fairly black and white, and then it's done and figured out and made better by testing and retesting and split testing. The hard part is actually the branding.
Wow, there's so much to unpack in what you just said. So let's focus on the hardest part first.
Okay.
Branding.
Sure.
It feels like quite a nebulous term at times. Can
Completely.
you give us your definition of branding?
Yeah, sure. So branding is it's quite simple. Whether it has to do with your personal brand, whether it has to do with your corporate brand, it doesn't make a difference. What your main objective is to do is to build your brand awareness, which means you want people to know who you are, what you do, and what solution that you can solve for people.
And when we talk about branding, a lot of people assume that's just the logo.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You hear that quite a bit. But branding has that's really the centerpiece to your brand, but it doesn't entail your brand in general. Your brand actually has something to do with a vision. It has to do with the way you communicate your message to your audience.
So a quick shorthand for our viewers would be that branding is others' perception of your business.
100% textbook definition.
Well, I've had a lot of training from you, Joey, so
I appreciate that.
We did an exercise
with
you that was the three, values, traits, and passion.
Correct.
Can you walk the viewers through what that exercise is and the outcomes of it?
Yeah, so it's actually fairly simple. It's an exercise I do with all my students, and it's at the core of what I believe in, and that's understanding your brand vision and then understanding how to communicate that message to your audience. So it has to do with three simple words. What are your values, what are your passions, and what are your traits? Okay, so when you understand what these words are, and when you can then create a list of, around 10 words for each of those definitions.
10?
10 words for each of those. Then you're able to understand better who you are, and then you can communicate that with your audience. But what's most important, and this is where most businesses fail, is we want to be able to find the people that believe in what we believe in, what our brand stands for, what our brand values, right? And what we do is we create something called symbiosis, or a symbiotic relationship. And we find the customers that believe in what we believe in. Not only do they buy from us, but they buy more and they buy again and again. And that's what's most important.
So we've got our 10 words in values, we've got our 10 words in traits, and we've got our 10 words in passion.
Correct.
Are we using these in our content marketing? So say one of my values is transparency.
Exactly.
For me, when I work with a client, I want them to know exactly what's going on, what I'm doing behind the scenes, and how the process is going.
Correct.
How do I then incorporate that into my marketing material?
You're spot on. Actually, that's exactly what you do. Is you want to use these words in your content marketing, in your brand messaging. You want to create that feeling and that understanding. So when your audience reads these words, they know that they're connecting with somebody that they can relate to. That way, they feel more comfortable, and in turn, they want to buy from you and buy again and again.
Could we do a quick example exercise?
Sure. Let's do one word for each.
No,
you got your own word.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So
even better. Let's do something.
I run Joey Falcone's Plumbing Inc.
Okay.
And one of my biggest values is honesty.
Okay.
How do I include that in my content marketing as a plumber?
Sure. Well, I mean, it's fairly simple. Let's say we're using your content marketing in a social media plan. We want to continuously pepper the word honesty in and out of your content marketing. So if we were to say, listen, unlike, our competition, we're the most honest plumbers in town. Something like that, where we're using those words over and over, and it gets ingrained in our customers' minds.
Or if we were to write a blog article, we could say, 7 ways to know that your plumber is honest.
Correct. Yeah, that happens a lot, and especially in some of the businesses I own, where you have a vendor service type of industry, and people don't know that they can have trusted resources, honest resources, whether they're actually accredited or insured. So being honest is important, and that's a good way to pass along your message.
So we've got the exercise where we have 3 columns: values, traits, and passion.
Correct.
And then we write 10 just words that we feel are our values, our business traits, and our passions.
That is correct.
Right. You've been a great guest.
I appreciate it.
And I've just got one more question to ask you about branding.
Okay.
What is it that most people get wrong with their branding?
It's a really great question, and I think what the big problem with people and their brands, one, I'm going to give you 2 answers. Would that be okay? One is they spend a lot of time on the wrong things. For example, I have clients that spend 6 months on building a logo or building a website, to grow their branding, and it's unfortunate. They need to become more poignant and understand how to continue to move on. But the biggest problem with people's brand is they just don't know how to describe and how to communicate who they are. That's why the coaching with what I do is so important with the students and with other organizations and clients, is because I'm able to, in a very simple way, in very short amount of time, help people understand who they are and how to get that message out so people can understand it very effectively.
Thank you so much for your time, Joey. If he's provided value to you in this interview, how can our viewers get in contact with you?
Yeah, so actually right now, the best way to get in contact with me is to go through our organization, the JT Fox organization. I am the multi-talented, just kind of a fun way to say it. I am the multitasking marketing and branding coach, along with many different operational and other ways that you can work with me. So going through the JT Fox organization would be the best way.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can freeze that there.
Press
I think
record.
A really important question.
Press the record button.
You want to stop it?
So, a quick additional question, some bonus Joey content right now.
Perfect.
Is branding seems so expensive,
Okay.
and it feels like a huge time investment, and we pay these companies a lot of money to do our branding for us.
Sure.
How do we make money from it?
Yeah, so it's not always a this for that with your branding, although obviously you can input money and output a return. But here's what's most important about branding. It's a little formula that we've coached over quite a few times here, and it's credibility plus authority equals brand awareness. The more people that are aware of your brand, the more people trust you, and the more opportunities they have to buy your solution, right?
And
that's what this is about.
Authority.
It's brand awareness. So credibility plus authority, right? Understanding what you're talking about and being known as knowledgeable in your subject will help people understand that they can trust you and that it will build your brand awareness, therefore growing your brand's popularity, and in turn selling more product.
So having a strong brand indirectly means that you generate more leads and you can convert more leads.
It directly.
Directly.
Yes, correct.
Okay, just before you go, can you give us 3 strategies for building authority?
Sure, yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of different ways that you can build authority, and I'll mix credibility and authority into this. But answering tough questions, in engaging conversations is a good way to start. Going out there and putting out your vlog, your blog, any type of informational pieces that you have that create original and valuable content will do that. You could do that by video, do that by live video. You could do that on YouTube and Facebook. And then participating, in actual physical and terrestrial networking is great. You can put yourself out there a lot to show people, that you're a person that can be depended on, that has the right answers, when needed.
Okay, so combination of digital content and actually meeting people at networking events.
100%.
Thank you so much, Joey.
Thank you.